Hi, I'm Amanda Ralph, a nurse practitioner and the owner and creator of White Coat Aesthetics here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I thought today's YouTube video it'd be a great time to discuss some terms. I don't want to call them anatomical terms, but basically terms and landmarks defining these of the face. This is going to be greatest for aesthetic injectors and aspiring aesthetic injectors. But if you are a patient and you want to have a good understanding of what people are discussing in these videos, this is a great video for you to watch too. So not all of these are true and like anatomy terms, okay? I'm just going to tell you how we refer to some of these areas. Some of them are based on anatomy, but not all of them. Okay, and we're sticking with the face. So first off, we do tend to divide the face into thirds. We have the upper third, which is basically the forehead above the eyes, the medial third or the middle third, and then the lower third. So I am going to start with the upper third and the areas that we typically refer here. I have my little Q-tip here. For this area in between the eyebrows, this is what we call the glabellar complex, or you'll hear it called glabella. This is a few muscles that when you frown can either create the 11s or the one in the very center. So this is very commonly discussed. Across the forehead or the frontalis muscle, we get the horizontal wrinkles. These, of course, are usually a Botox or a Dysport fix, a neurotoxin fix. So these areas in general, mostly going to be a Botox or a Dysport fix. Around the eyes, of course, these wrinkles, everyone knows this term, is called crow's feet. Injecting lateral on the eyebrow is going to be a brow lift. And this area here, where we typically will see volume loss in aging, is our temples. So these are our temples here. Typically, we are putting filler in these temples. Sometimes people will use threads to lift up this area. That is the majority of the upper face. Okay, now I am going to venture down to the middle third of the face, or the medial third. Okay, to start with toxin, these little wrinkles here on the side of the nose, we typically call bunny lines. So these ones right here. We also commonly discuss the cheek. It's a very popular area in aesthetics. So the very front of the cheek here is the apple of the cheek. Coming back this way, we call this the arch of the cheek or the zygoma. The zygoma, of course, being the bone. This area here, right under the eye, you can hear commonly referred to as under eye, tear trough, or infraorbital hollow. So this is a common area for filler as well, or PRP, PRF. When it comes all the way down, sometimes we'll see a line that goes from the corner here all the way down. It is usually referred to as like a fat pad separation, or hear about like the medial fat pad in this area. Coming down even further, right here at the corner of the nose, down further when we see these lines, you can hear those referred to as smile lines. They're also often called nasolabial folds. The very corner of the nose here is an area that we will put filler, and we usually refer to that as the piriform space. And so I hear that all of the time. Or nasal ala is another common area for this term. And then moving all the way back, of course, we usually just use filler for this. Like I said, the zygomatic arch, very commonly referred to for this area. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the lower third, and I'm going to kind of start back here. This right here is the tragus of the ear, and I'm going to start from this way going forward. So from the tragus down to the jaw, mine is not super thin, but there's a lot of clients that lose a lot of volume through this area, and we end up needing to do filler, or you'll see aging. You'll see lines right in front of the ear. This right here is referred to as the preauricular space, so right in front of the ear. This is a common area for filler. When you come down this way, down at the back of the jaw, this is referred to as the gonial angle. This is a common area for filler as well. Moving right in front of that, we have our masseter muscle. If you clench down, you can feel it. This is a common area for our Botox injections. And the goal of those, of course, is also to avoid the muscle that runs from the ear to the mouth, which is that smile muscle or the risorius. Moving forward, we're just continuing on with the jaw. We do have an antegonial notch right under here, which is an anatomical term. Coming forward, we have our chin. The tip of the chin, the very front of it, is commonly referred to as a pagonian. So the tip of the chin here that can be placed with filler, and we can also do Botox. This area here, I don't want to forget about. As we age, we'll create these little fat pad falling, right here, which we commonly refer to as jowl. The area right in front of that, I will often hear called the pre-jowl sulcus. So that's something I want you to understand. When this area becomes a full line from the corner of the mouth or even a downturn, that is typically called the marionette line. And usually you're going to be looking at a combination of filler and Botox to fill that area. The chin dimpling can be referred to as peau orange, which is like a French term. It's like orange peel chin. So all of these areas, really it all kind of goes together, but I want you to have an understanding of what area is being referred to when someone is talking anatomy. This line here on the chin is called the mental crease. The muscle here in your chin is the mentalis muscle, and the bone here is the mandibles. Okay, and then the last area that I'm going to cover is the lips. The lips could be an entire YouTube video in itself, so if you want me to discuss lips, I'm happy to do that. Generally, the terms you're going to be hearing referred to in this area are smoker's lines, which are the little lines around the lips. You also hear those called the perioral rhytids. In general, rhytids is a wrinkle, and then of course perioral being right around the mouth. I don't really love to call them smoker's lines because so many clients have them, whether or not they've ever smoked a day in their life. It's a common cause. It's a common byproduct of aging. We also, of course, have lips. We have the pink of the lips. We have the border of the lip. The area from the actual lip to under the lip is called the wet dry border. So these are kind of some terms that you will hear when it comes to the lips themselves. There are also lip shapes that have terms. The one that comes to mind is like an M-shaped lip, but there are lots of different things that we can talk about in this area. A little bit above these lines that come from the top of your Cupid's bow, which is another term, forward, these are called philtral columns. So that's another area that you may not fully know if you're not into aesthetics. So just lots of terms to keep up with. Let me know if I missed any or if there's any questions that you're like, I hear this all the time. What are they referring to?